They say you only ever see it once, a flicker at the edge of the fear light. A shape in the mist where no shape should be. It doesn't chase you, it just watches. And if you meet its gaze, the story goes, a part of you never truly leaves that woods. In the hollers of West Virginia, where the fog sits thick as wool and the pines grow so close they whisper secrets, there's an old tale, older than the coal mines. The Cherokee spoke of it. The settlers learned to fear it. They called it the Gray Face, or sometimes, the Moth Wing Watcher. It wasn't a ghost, not quite a beast. It was a presence, a thing that inhabited a place, the way a soul inhabits a body. It was drawn to loneliness, to isolation. The folklore journals from the 1890s mention it briefly. In the town of Moth Wing Valley, it was the reason you didn't whistle after dark, the reason you brought in your laundry before sunset, lest something else try it on. Most never saw it. They just felt it. The weight of a gaze from the tree line, the feeling of being studied. But in the winter of 1892, a trapper named Elias Holloway became the subject of its most intense curiosity. Elias was a quiet man, a widower, the kind of quiet that sinks into the walls of a home. He was alone, and the watcher, they say, is a connoisseur of silence. It started small. Elias would find his trap sprung, but empty. His firewood, neatly stacked by the door, would be scattered by morning, not by animals, but arranged in odd, concentric circles. Then, the sounds began. Not footsteps, but a soft brushing sound, like moth wings against the cabin's single window. Elias would rush to the window, his heart a frantic drum in his chest. But there was never anything there, just the impenetrable dark, and the cold, the kind of cold that remembers. He stopped sleeping. He started talking to the emptiness, his voice a thin, ragged thing. "What do you want?" He'd scream into the night. The only answer was the wind, and that terrible, patient silence. On the final night, the wind died. The world went perfectly, unnervingly still. The only sound was the ragged pull of Elias' own breath. And then a new sound. A creak on the porch. Not a footstep. The sound of weight being carefully, deliberately shifted. Elias raised his rifle, his hands shaking so badly the sight wavered. The door did not swing open. It simply moved, just an inch. And in that sliver of absolute blackness, and I peered through. It was not a human eye. It was dark, liquid, and endlessly patient. Elias did not scream. He made a sound, a low, guttural whimper of pure, primordial understanding. He was not being hunted. He was being catalogued. His loneliness, his fear, it was all just data to be collected. The last thing Elias Holloway ever saw was that blank, gray face, leaning in close, as if to memorize him. But the people in the hollers, they know. They'll tell you, if you ask politely and listen well, that the watcher never left the valley. It's still there, in the spaces between the trees, in the silence after the wind dies, and on the quietest of nights, when the world holds its breath. If you're alone enough, you might feel it turn its gaze toward you. A story, once told, takes on a life of its own. I spoke of Elias Holloway, of the gray face in the valley, and in the days that followed, the silence that found me was not my own. It seems the watcher does not like its name spoken aloud, and it has a way of answering back. After I told that first story, letters arrived, emails, voices from the dark, sharing fragments of their own. A park ranger, who patrols the Appalachians, sent me this. He clicks a button on the laptop. He said he didn't see it when he took the picture, only later, when reviewing the day's patrol logs. He's since requested a transfer to the desert. Another listener, an archivist in Lexington, found a passing reference to a gray traveler in the private diaries of a 19th century circuit preacher. The preacher wrote of being followed for 3 days by a silent, faceless penitent through Moth Wing Valley. On the third night, he heard a sound he described as dry leaves being crushed slowly, methodically, outside his tent. He never took that route again. This arrived in a plain brown package. No return address. Postmarked from West Virginia. It smells of damp earth and something else. Something metallic, like old blood and ozone. I had to see it for myself, not the valley itself. I'm not that foolish, but the edges, the towns that border those old woods. I went to a small roadside bar called the Pike's Rest, just 10 miles from what the old maps call Moth Wing Valley. The barman went quiet when I asked, but an old-timer named Leroy, after a long silence and a second drink, spoke in a low rumble. He said his grandfather was the one who found Elias' cabin. The door wasn't just open, it was clean, as if it had been licked. Every speck of dust, every fingerprint, wiped away. And on the floor, in the center of the room, was a single, perfect circle drawn in the ash from the fireplace. But the most chilling thing he told me was that Elias wasn't the last. Every generation, he said, in that valley, one person goes quiet. They stop talking, stop looking people in the eye. They just watch. And then, One day, they're gone. The woods don't even give back an echo. Driving back, the fog rolled in so thick it felt solid. My phone died. The radio sputtered to static, and that's when I saw it. In my headlights, just for a second, standing at the tree line. Tall, gray. Its head was tilted, as if curious about the light. My engine died. All the lights in the car went out. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. And then I heard it, the sound. The same sound from the story. A soft, dry brushing, like moth wings, against my window. I didn't look. I know the rule. I know the story. I just sat there, frozen, staring straight ahead at the wall of fog. I could feel it, studying the car, studying me. It wasn't anger, it was appraisal. And then the smell, damp earth, and that metallic tang, ozone and old blood. It was so strong I could taste it. I don't know how long I sat there. Minutes, hours. When the dawn finally broke, gray and weak, the engine turned over on the first try, as if nothing had ever happened. I brought it back with me. This thing, this piece of the valley, and I think I understand now. The Watcher doesn't just collect people, it collects stories, their fears. My telling of Elias' tale was an offering, and it was accepted. This will be the last story I tell about Moth Wing Valley. Some truths are not cages, they are open doors, and I will not be the one who holds that door open any longer. It's in the wires, in the static. I thought I could end a story, but a story like this, it doesn't end. It just finds a new teller. It has my voice now, and it's learning to use it. It's been 47 days since I returned from the valley. 47 days since I brought that piece of cursed wood into my home. I tried to burn it. The flames, they turned a cold, chemical blue, and went out, leaving it unmarked. I tried to throw it into the river. It was on my desk the next morning, damp and smelling of silt. The silence is gone. It's been replaced by a presence, a pressure in the air. I hear the brushing at night, not on the windows, on the door to this room. My listeners, they've noticed a change. In the last video, they commented on the shadows in the corner of the frame. They isolated the audio. They found them. Whispers. Whispers underneath my own voice, speaking words in no language I recognize. It doesn't want to be forgotten. It wants to be known. And I am its instrument. This is my final entry, my final offering. I have pieced it together now. The preacher's diary, the park ranger's photo, Leroy's stories, and the things it has shown me in my dreams. The gray face is not one thing. It is a symptom, a creature born from the absolute silence of deep, forgotten places. It feeds on attention, on narrative. Your fear is its scripture. Your curiosity, its congregation. Elias Hollow's loneliness was a beacon. My telling of his story was a brighter one. I have brought it out of the valley. I have given it a pathway through you, through everyone who has listened. It's in the signal now. A ghost in the machine, a story that watches back. It's here, in the room with me. It's not at the door anymore. He looks up, away from the microphone, towards the corner where the camera is. His eyes widen. He is not looking at the camera. He is looking at something behind it. I see it. Oh God, I see its face. It's not blank. It's made of shifting pictures. I see Elias. I see the preacher. I see me. It's a face made of all the stories it's ever collected. It's smiling. The story is complete. The archive is full. Do not seek for the Watcher. It is not in the valley anymore. It is in the silence between your heartbeats. It is in the reflection you see just before you blink. It has learned all the stories it needs.